So everyone's asking us about the Atlanta guys. I guess when DJs get in trouble, they go to us.
Yeah.
We didn't even have time to pull the so totally fired gag with these guys.
I feel bad for...
oh, there they are. Oh, boy.
What? They're on TV.
Knock, knock, you're fired.
Oh.
I know those guys. I've done their show.
Lost his voice because of the disease. He speaks through a computerized speech device.
Hello, Stink. How's Nola? Knock, knock.
What? Who's there?
Smother.
Smother who?
Smother me. Do me a favor.
That is so horrible. At least one of the hosts says he regrets the joke.
That is so hard.
And a woman is in a...
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
You see that fake fucking outrage? Shut up.
That was textbook fake outrage.
That's like, okay, I know what face I'm going to use after this story.
Yeah.
The joke is
horrible.
The joke is funny.
Yeah.
The problem I got is very simple. In this new world we live in, you gotta fucking know your boundaries. That was the thing that got us in trouble. The boundaries started changing. We thought we could, get away with murder still, and we were mistaken. But it's gotten even worse, obviously, over the years.
It's so obsessive. Like, if I heard the bit, all right, yeah, it was a tasteless bit. Mm-hmm. So if management goes, like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, you're in the sports world. No athlete's going to talk to you. Yeah, you know what? Maybe that was a little fucked up. Like, can't it ever just be where they come out and go, you know what, we did a bit yesterday. Not a lawyer's apology. Mm-hmm. Not a, we were outraged by this. But how about, like, if they fuck up and just go, you know what? Hey, man, sorry about that. That was kind of stupid that we said that.
Yeah. At 8:15 yesterday, we did a break that was deemed offensive.
Can't you just come out and be genuine? Like, there's no. If you told these guys, hey, man, that was really fucked up, and, we're in that world, and we don't.
Yeah.
Can't there, I'm not saying people should never apologize if they feel they're wrong.
Right.
But you have to fire the guys immediately?
You know why? Once it gets a buzz like this, it's over.
Not necessary. Well,
it's too cruel. They just would never. I don't know.
But it's like when you're being funny. You guys know how it is. Sometimes you say stupid shit, and like how many Stephen Hawking jokes have people done?
Oh yeah,
right.
How many jokes about other people who are injured, and it's just you mock. Or how many, like when Dennis Leary for years did that voice about the guy with throat cancer.
Right.
I mean, I know this is a terribly sad case, but immediately to fire guys, come on, man, it's enough. They want guy talk.
No, I completely agree with you, but you got to throw in there that the world we live in now, man. You got to be smarter too, because management doesn't have your back, and you also know that one fuck up will cost you your job nowadays. Unfortunately,
they threw them. How many of them lost their jobs there?
All three of them, at least.
3.
Oh, yeah.
And they're actually they're supporters of the show. They're nice dudes. I've done that when I'm down in Atlanta. I do them, and they're not dicks. They're not babies. It's a fun show to do.
We support these guys when they get in trouble. It's just
if the guy said fuck on the air or cunt on the air, then I would go, you know what? That's an FCC violation. I get it.
Right. Yeah. This has nothing to do with the FCC. It's in quote bad taste for some people.
Was there a station statement?
Of course.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Give me this load of shit that the station put out.
It just sucks when guys are trying to be entertaining, trying to be funny in the morning, and then they cross the line that, others deem is the line, by the way.
That's terrible.
Next thing you know, you got to fire them. That's ridiculous.
I mean, this woman right here that was, oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. She will just this morning tell you horrible stories and not editorialize on one of them about how horrible it is and what an awful person this murderer is or something. But man, that's a couple of jocks just having some fun fucking around. Oh, I have to say that's horrible.
Right.
Is it?
We love it as a country when someone gets in trouble like this.
Yeah.
We live for it.
We love seeing people get spanked.
That was just a quick clip on Fox and Friends. We got the whole 2 minutes. They got the guys Mayhem in the morning, I guess.
Mayhem in the AM. Yeah.
Why can we
Mayhem
play
in the AM
exactly what they said?
And the news does the same thing.
And we're not going to get in trouble. The news doesn't get in trouble.
Thank you. I've never understood that because they just replayed the audio on Fox and Friends.
Right.
And now more people have heard the audio.
I didn't hear it until just then.
Why is it okay for the news to play it and then go, oh, that's horrible?
Right.
It's still affecting Gleason's family.
The mathematics of it, the 1 + 1 = 2 of it.
Sure.
You just fucking did the joke.
Right.
You did the joke.
And you just pushed this horrible material to way more ears and eyes.
Right. Now you could put, intent and all that stuff. But the bottom line, you just played it. I just heard it for the first time on Fox and Friends.
I've never understood that. I mean, the famous nipple slip, right? To Janet Jackson.
I remember when Jimmy,
obviously, there's a huge audience watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But then the mainstream media, pushed it forward to the point where every single American finally saw the nipple slip.
Absolutely saw it after the fact, then saw it when it happened.
But when they showed it, it's okay because now it becomes news. But it's still like they still showed that clip to probably a lot of fucking children indirectly.
We are in a wacky
I never
place.
understood that. I'm glad you brought it up today.
Wacky place we live in.
They get away because they operate like under the guise of, well, they're doing a public good and public service, which I got from any. That's why if you say fuck on the news, they show an image they're not supposed to show. They kind of had that buffer where, hey, look, this is the news.
Yeah.
They're not going to be slapped with an FCC violation. They have that. We gave them that leeway as a society. But now that they've become tabloid, and it's the same organization that shows
your
these
bit.
He's fucking playing tennis.
Sorry,
out
Jimmy.
there.
That's right, dig fellas. They're digging up a body, dig fellas.
Right.
It's the good fellas. Like they can do all the puns about, or ALS. This guy with ALS, the paper would absolutely have some kind of an ALS pun or some kind of a thing on the. No one would ever calls them to task, and they're doing damage because they're under the guise of giving real information.
Yeah.
You know these guys are trying to be funny.
Right.
You know a dumb comic is trying to be funny.
Right.
The news comes at you, you're like, well, these are the facts.
Well, the difference is Fox News play the audio and the guys in Atlanta play the audio, right? Mm-hmm. If you laugh after it, horrible. Play the same exact audio and give that serious, that is terrible face, then it's okay. Terrible. But you're still hearing the horrible audio. It's so dumb.
No sense.
Totally funny.
All right, here's the...
Let's hear the whole bit.
Yeah.
Do the bit! I remember. Who was Do the bit, by the way?
That was Maxwell.
That was Maxwell.
No.
Do the bit!
Is he still around, that guy?
I don't know what happened to him, man. I know if I ever met him, I'd love to talk to him about sleep apnea because he had a mask. I'm obsessed with it.
By the way, I don't need the answer. I don't really give a fuck. It was just a stupid thought in my head. I don't need the answer. Here's the guys from Atlanta. So Steve Gleason, an old player, he's only like 36, and he's got Lou Gehrig's disease. Holy fuck.
That sucks.
Horrible.
He can't speak through technology. No, he actually with his eyes. Yes, eyes. Yeah. Is he doing like a media tour? I'm not really sure. I know he did this. Is that right?
Uh-oh.
Joining us right now.
Oh no.
Steve Gleason on Sports Radio.
I've heard this one moment that this guy is going to replay in his head for the rest of his life.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you when you
just like Sex for Sam.
Yeah, there's a one moment that this guy will play in his head forever.
I support these guys doing their thing, but man, wow, they're being brave here. Just knowing the culture that we live in. Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
Well, there's been no outrage from ALS. There's no group. Like, they wouldn't have made fun of a gay player or a retarded player like this harshly because there's been those outcries. So what happens is every time, comedians and comedy is now dictating the tone of the culture.
Yeah.
That's what a dumb country of motherfuckers we are. If you make fun of something, then everybody jumps on that bandwagon, and now that becomes the cause that you can't make fun of.
I'm sure there's a lot of outrage, but it would probably take a really, really long time to get a protest together.
Exactly.
A really long time. They might start protesting about this in about a month when they get everything together.
The Zone. Steve, congratulations on the Peter King piece.
Hello, Stink. How's Nola?
Oh, boy.
Nola's great. We had a great Father's Day yesterday. I appreciate you asking. Are you listening in New Orleans?
I am. Chris, how was the Jersey Shore?
I just don't know if I want to play.
Oh,
you know what? And I think that's a real moment, too.
Oh, God, he knew it.
I think that's a real moment.
He knew it.
He's like, fuck, this doesn't feel right.
In that moment, if that guy right there had stopped the bit, and just wrecked it and goes, guys, screw this, let's just not do it. And they probably wouldn't have gotten. They would have pulled out fast enough. Before they dive bombed into the fucking ocean.
That was a real moment. That wasn't a guy going for a joke. He's like, I don't know, man.
I don't know if I want to do it. Yeah. Oh, poor bastard.
I just don't know if I want to play.
I want to play.
I wish I could play.
Yeah, you cannot play anymore, right?
No. Knock, knock.
No, Steve. We do knock knocks on Thursdays. We don't do it on Mondays, and we just started doing that again we do it on Thursdays.
I may not be here on Thursday. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I
who?
I blame Greg Williams.
He blames Greg Williams.
Oh, okay. That's it. Thanks, Steve.
Knock, knock.
What? Who's there?
Smother.
Smother who?
Smother me. Do me a favor.
Oh boy.
Knock, knock.
There's a third one, huh? Who? God help me. Who's there, Steve? I'm who?
I'm going to hell.
Yes, you are. There you have it.
3 knock knock.
Those are some of the things we learned over the weekend.
Wow.
It was the smother, probably the smother line.
Right.
That was the one that Disney will deem unforgivable.
Oh,
they're owned by Disney?
I believe. Aren't they ESPN? The Zone 7.
Yeah, ESPN's owned by.
Oh, but are they ESPN? People were tweeting that they were Disney owned, and Disney is just brutal.
And that's when it all changed, when the corporate umbrella got a lot fucking bigger.
The money, it pays a lot more money, and it makes you more famous because it can syndicate you everywhere. But the downside is you're owned by a big corporation.
Right, you're owned. You could affect a lot. Not just the radio division.
As annoying as things get around here sometimes, I tell you, man,
they leave us the
They
fuck
don't
alone.
break our balls about.
Yeah, it's
if there's
nice
something really
talk about stuff.
They're incredibly incompetent, but they leave us alone.
They really do.
They do leave us alone in the end.
They've never come in and said, "Hey, don't make fun of that guy." You know, Blatter's talked a couple of times. The fact that Blatter's a little bit squeamish about things is probably better for us because it takes a lot to get these guys to notice material content.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it's good, like they don't push it out. But Blatter will come once in a while. When he makes that face, that fucking jughead face, you're like, maybe I should. But he makes you think because they don't break your balls that much. So when he does come down the hole with a material question, you're like, if he's taking notice, all right, maybe he's got a fucking point. You know that face he makes, that squint, that like,
I'm laughing.
That kind of, like, do you need it? That kind of. But I actually listen to that because I'm like, he doesn't fuck with us too much.
That's a rough bit. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah,
man.
it's rough. But
it's rough for regular radio.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately,
regular radio, sports programming,
That's a closer world when you do sports radio too.
Personally, I don't care what anyone fucking says.
Right, I agree.
Anyone. I don't think anyone should lose their job for anything that's said on the air. I honestly, unless it's some legal fucking thing. But just being tasteless or offensive, no. What are you doing?
Because everyone does it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing is, like, everyone says stuff that somebody could deem disgusting and I want you fired. And if you're doing it in humor, it's, for some reason, a bigger crime.
Right.
I don't get.
I don't either.
Like, a lot of people would think that being for the war or for guns or whatever it is more offensive, or for abortion.
Sure.
Because you're actually for a cause that gets people killed or kills fetuses.
Right.
How come you're not fired for expressing that opinion? Because you're not trying to be funny?
Right.
But if you do abortion jokes, you're in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, you're not trying to be funny when you're talking about abortion in the news, a little commentary, a debate, things like that. But make a joke about it in the wrong context, on the wrong platform, you're done.
What did the station say, Sam? You got the
official
statement?
It's a sincere
a good statement.
Okay.
We deeply regret the offensive programming.
They can't just say, by the way, they can never just say we regret.
Right.
There's always got to be some fucking adjective to make it that much worse.
Yeah.
The offensive programming that aired this morning on Mayhem in the AM on 790 The Zone related to former New Orleans Saints player Steve Gleason and his battle with ALS. We suspended the 3 individuals involved immediately following their comments and have since terminated their employment.
Wow.
790 The Zone. Our owners, sponsors, and partners in no way endorse or support this kind of content.
Hang them out to dry part of the statement.
We sincerely apologize to Mr. Gleason, his family, and all those touched by ALS.
Now ALS will be the new one. Don't make fun of that. No more Stephen Hawking jokes, because that's what dictates the culture in this country. What someone makes fun of. Like, what sparked the big debate on the word nigger? It was Michael Richards. Michael Richards' meltdown. After that, the NAACP came out and retired the word.
Isn't that where the N-word came from? Like, when was the first time the media started saying the N-word?
I think it had been said before then. Yeah. But this big debate about... Lex and Terry got in trouble recently and had to apologize for saying something about transgendered. They had to come out. Tracy Morgan with the gay talk. Why is everybody talking about rape? Because of jokes that Daniel Tosh made. The whole country is being driven by humor. Like, are we that fucking stupid?
You're right. It's all these jokes that are being told.
Like, how about this? Where's the dialogue that should be driven about, say, privacy or whatever, by the IRS scandal, or by things that your government's doing? Not the humor of comics or radio guys, you dopes.
Right. That's the ones they can pile on to, because for some reason, when you're doing comedy, you can't ask for First Amendment protection. For some reason, it's like, hey, but it's my First Amendment right. Well, we're not interfering with your First Amendment, but our policy is that we don't. Oh, okay. Meanwhile, you see a news program do something. Oh, I found that so offensive. Well, we're protected.
Well, the lines cross somewhere, because we've been around long enough to remember that as long as you were within the FCC guidelines, you were completely fine, and the radio station had enough to fucking defend you. And somewhere, and I don't know when, because I think it was before we got fired for Sex for Sam, those lines crossed, and I remember me and you always talking, going, the FCC, that's easy shit.
Yeah.
We know how to stay out of trouble as far as the FCC goes. It's this other shit, the Asian jokes, the Asian accents, the... what else? Like,
we're talking
gay
about
jokes, or anything about
retarded people,
retarded rape joke, anything that is a victim.
Even back at AF, we got sat down because of a dumb gay bit or joke we did.
Yes, we did.
Got sat down for just trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And then also they started firing guys. I remember you only got fired if you broke the FCC fucking regulations.
But if you're discussing the gay lifestyle and religion, and how the Bible and you could discuss that, and if somebody wants to fire you, you could absolutely jump on. Hey, what are you talking about? It's a discussion. It's a First Amendment.
Sure.
Although people are like that Mrs. USA, who I found her opinion to be shitty. She was asked what she ordered. She was asked about gay marriage and gave an answer that I didn't agree with. But then we penalize people for the answers. So we're teaching people you have to lie and say it right, or you're going to be penalized. We're fucking phony.
Even if you're asked, which is amazing.
It makes for a very boring media in general, because no one's going to speak their minds anymore.
Yeah, no one's going to speak their minds anymore.
Why would you? Why would you when the consequence is your job?
Consequences, walk the bridge.
They're firing someone almost weekly for just, giving their opinion or speaking their mind or going for a joke to entertain their audience.
And no one comes out and defends each other. Like these guys, people are like, well, they stepped up. Okay, dummy. Wait till it's your turn.
Right.
Nobody defend.
Well, that's why
everyone will have their chance in the barrel, you dummies.
That's why, I have no respect for I'll say it, the black shows, because when Imus said what he did, they all applauded. They're all like, oh, fuck yeah, get rid of that racist. We so happy he got fired. And I remember thinking, hey, maybe that's a little too sensitive in your world, but eventually they're going to go after you, and you're going to want an Imus or the other radio shows protecting you back.
Yep.
Oh, they remember all of them applauding, and since then, a few of those guys have been fired for being, going too far with their radio shows.
Yep.
But I remember they made that a black-white thing. They're like, oh, fuck yeah, we got to get rid of Imus. He's horrible for saying nappy-headed hoe.
That's the double-edged sword of the offensive to black people. Wow, that's the big one. Because
but in the end, you
just can't run away from that.
In the end, you got to protect each other in this business.
Of course.
Because, they're ready to fire any one of us at any given moment.
And when they came for me, there was no one left.
Exactly.
To defend me.
But there's some truth there.
First they came for the dick joke people, and I said nothing. Then they came for the retarded jokes, and I said nothing. And I joked about ALS. And no one was there to defend me.
There's not a doubt in my mind that these people at SiriusXM don't have our backs in the end. We know that already.
Yes.
We know if, we get in trouble, there's no one around here that's going to fucking, try to save our asses.
We'll never see it coming because it'll be like something like this. It'll be the ALS or it'll be the other thing.
Yeah.
Something that was okay this week will not be okay in 6 months from now.
Right.
Yeah.
So we just do our thing and, until that day comes.
Yeah.
Until that day comes again.
Yeah.
Where we go too far and then these idiots down the hall will make believe they never knew us.
There would be a statement. Management and the sponsors here at SiriusXM Satellite Radio.
Whatever. It's too bad. I wonder if that'll change eventually. Where companies actually support people that are just trying to entertain.
Gotta be honest, I think from where we were when Bush was in office, I think it's gotten better.
It's gotten a little bit easier.
The pendulum is swung back the other way a little bit.
You don't have anybody doing anything on regular radio.
Well, that's true.
So how's it getting better?
That's true.
Obama's, and then they don't target as much for stuff like offensive or sexual
But everyone
content.
is scared shitless, and no one's doing anything on regular radio, especially. And in most cases, people aren't doing anything edgy here on satellite.
But that was pushed by the Bush. The conservatives did kind of push that, and that's why with Janet Jackson.
But what do you mean by getting better? You think it's going to lead to radio companies hiring edgy shows again?
You're not hearing about like these people that are like, we need to boost the fines even more for the FCC. And people are actually saying, if a fuck slips through on certain shows, who gives a shit?
Yeah, but they're not saying any of that because they've cleaned. Their whole goal was to clean up regular radio. That's the world we understand, and it's cleaned up.
Well, I'm not even talking about usually material-wise, like just the basic FCC penalties, like for saying fuck.
Right.
Now they don't even go. It was to the point where if you said fuck, the FCC was definitely going to, come after you. People were filing complaints, and now they just go, shut up, please. Look at the FX. What are we going to do?
But they did their damage. We were still on regular radio when they upped the fines. What was it, and what
350 to 35 to 350.
Right.
It went tenfold.
It went tenfold. So they cleaned it up
per occurrence.
They know no one's willing to take a chance if you could be fined $350,000 for each incident. By the way,
and for each market.
So if we said fucking regular radio and we were on in 20 markets, which we were back in the day, that would be
20 times 350,000.
That would be
$7 million.
And then
that'd be $7 million. Okay.
And then if the bit had the same occurrence maybe 3 times,
right?
Now you're talking $21 million in fines. Stop it.
So in the end, you got to blame the FCC.
It's the cost of doing business. All right, $21 million.
It used to be.
I know.
Well, remember
when it was 35,000?
We had closed door meetings where they would publicly have to kind of scold us, and then behind closed doors they would go, "Look, it's the price of doing business. We'll write that check every fucking time because the amount of money we're making from your radio show."
And they never paid the fine because they didn't want to set a precedent. So what they would do is litigate the shit out of it for a long time,
over and over,
and then give the FCC a contribution.
Right.
They would be like, well, we're going to contribute some money to you guys. We're not paying the fine. Right. This will disappear. And
everything disappears because of the contribution we're making.
And that was the way they did it.
It was all bullshit.
No one ever paid a fine. You couldn't pay a fine because then they come back and go, well, you paid a fine on this penalty. Here's the same circumstance, so we're just going to have you pay the fine again.
Right.
Like, nope.
With that said, this happened last night.
Oh.
You look like you were so comfortable with your rebound controls. That's something you've been working on a lot this year.
I'm always working on that. But, it's tough because the ice gets so shitty towards the end of the periods. You got to pay extra attention to that. But it's been working well so far.
Isn't it okay to say shitty on TV? Of
course it is.
Yeah. We all say it.
Of course it is.
Yeah. You're just giving these words some dumb power.
And who's really offended by hearing shitty?
I am.
All righty.
It was during the Stanley Cup last night, obviously.
Yeah,
Bruins,
that guy didn't sound American.
Bruins won 2-0. So, take a 2-1 lead, right?
A lot of the world is less uptight about language and sexuality and whatnot also.
And clips making the rounds, though, because he said shitty. Who cares?
Shitty what?
Fuck.
Yeah.
How else do you describe the ice?
Shitty.
Because when you're playing hockey in almost July, you can't really keep those buildings that cold.
And he wasn't talking about like there was literally shit smeared on the ice and it's shitty. It's just another word to describe something.
Yeah. The ice becomes a little harder to maintain. And
a little shitty.
A little shitty.
Yeah. I wouldn't even mind it that much that we're like this if we were just honest about it. Like, I find that what I hate about this country is, like, I think that we're very dishonest about who we are, and that is what drives me crazy. That's why I shit on the founding fathers for having slaves. Not because they had slaves, but just the dishonesty about it when we look back. And, like, if we just painted ourselves accurately, the good, the bad, and everything else, I would have much more respect for us as a whole. Like, we think, well, it's not a free speech violation because you're not being arrested. But if you're going to somebody and the sponsor, even though they're doing well in the ratings, and you're going, I won't buy your product if you support that guy on the air because he said what I don't like, you're going after his free speech, even though you're not having him arrested. So,
it's just a
but no, why don't people just say that? Hey, I'm for certain forms of censorship. If I don't like what you said, I don't want you to be able to say it. I would respect that honesty. But again, no one's honest about this.
No, because they look at it like, well, I'm free to give my opinion to your sponsor, and if they want to, remove you, that's their prerogative. I'm just stating my case. It's like, no, you know what? You're using a mob tactic to threaten people with their jobs because you're offended by something. It's absolutely infringing on free speech.
Yeah. The free market dictates that the ratings or people popular that the advertisers go there because a lot of people will hear it.
But in the end, what would happen? Because I don't think there's enough people that would rally around what those guys said in Atlanta.
Anytime these things are played out and the company actually does stand by their personalities and doesn't do anything, it goes away so quickly.
It really does.
And no one cares.
Yeah, no one does care. They're too busy trying to raise their families and fucking go to work and shit. They don't have time to fucking protest a dopey show in Atlanta.
Correcto mundo. Oh, Lil Wayne's talking.
Lil Wayne's brave.
Oh, he's walking all
Lil Wayne's brave.
What happened?
Singing in front of a huge American flag before it's let go onto the streets of New Orleans. He then continues rapping, stepping all over the stars and stripes. Meantime, the lyrics to Lil Wayne's song, God Bless America with a K, are just as controversial.
My country 'tis a big, sweet land of kill 'em all and let 'em die. God bless America. This old God bless America.
Well, some say it's art, but as you can imagine, the rapper is facing a ton of backlash on social media. Just minutes after the footage leaked online, tens of thousands of people took to Twitter calling him unpatriotic. Joey tweeting this: Lil Wayne standing on an American flag for a music video? Really? That's disrespectful to the extreme. While Pierre tweeted this: there are other things to step on than Old Glory. He should spend time with our warriors who have fought and died for our freedom.
Fought for his right to do that,
of the American flag is protected by the First Amendment, so there is no chance the rapper would face any charges or be arrested.
He's just a clown. That's why I'm laughing.
On the American flag, but certainly upsetting a lot of folks.
What, did he step on it? On purpose,
he
or
doesn't like America?
Boy, he can't
go
tell
somewhere
from
else.
that.
Oh, this guy!
Protected freedoms
if he doesn't like America,
military people
he could go somewhere
have fought and died for, that are represented in that flag that he's stepping on right now. Lil Wayne has made quite a living on the American people. He can go somewhere else if he doesn't like it.
Absolutely.
You see this?
He's doing this for attention, probably. He's doing it because.
Why are you doing your job?
For whatever other reason.
You're doing it for attention.
You're covering that story. He's one of the most popular rappers out there right now. He doesn't need the attention. He's doing it because he's a jerk.
Well, all these guys, all these people in the public eye now do stupid stuff and stuff just to get more attention, to get on Twitter and get people
We're losing
talking.
our minds. This country's losing its mind.
He sells. Meanwhile, later on,
it'll sell a lot.
The NSA, the very popular.
I got no problem with Lil Wayne doing that. I personally wouldn't do it.
I'm not happy that he did it, but he's a clown. Did he do it on purpose, or did the flag fall during the video shoot?
It's supposed to fall, I think.
The flag is obviously supposed to fall, but you can't tell from that shot if he's supposed to be walking on it for the purpose of the video, or
he had to know he was trotting
of
upon.
course he did.
Of course.
Yeah, he knew he was doing it. You just don't know if he was doing it for artistic expression or because...
It's a statement about the people behind it. Like, he's probably showing the flag and saying something about this is what's behind the flag, all these poor people in New Orleans who got treated like shit.
Right.
And I'm stepping on the... And you know what? All the people talking, these soldiers, that's the ones who fought and died. They fought for your right to give unpopular expression.
Yeah, I hate when people, fuck with the American flag, but it is legal.
Of course, and it should be, even though I don't particularly agree with the statement.
I'm obviously not a fan of that behavior, but you don't understand what the country's all about.
If you say that someone should get in trouble for that, to me, you're not patriotic.
Right.
You think you're being a patriot. These guys in Fox think they're being a patriot. They're not.
I was also laughing because the lyrics are so ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
It's a horrible song.
So stupid. It doesn't even rhyme.
No, it's very stupid. God bless America.
God bless America.
God bless America.
And then it's America with a K.
Of course.
You gotta fucking flip that shit a little bit,
surprised there
right?
weren't 3 Ks.
Huh?
NWA did that.
Is he popular, Lil Wayne?
Yeah, he's not as popular as he used to be.
Where's he at with his zips?
Oh, he loves it.
He still loves the zips?
Yeah, that's the thing. He raps about drinking codeine and fucking bitches, and it's not like a politician who's decided to turn his back
on America.
on gun charges.
I've never liked this blonde on Fox News. She gets her eyes all crossy and gets so mad, and she's like, he's obviously doing for attention. And Jimmy made a great point there. What are you doing every morning? You're trying to get your attention.
Living
and why are you playing
ratings.
it?
Right.
You're playing it for, and then this guy,
You're playing it to help your fucking show.
That guy wants to be on blog saying, so-and-so from Fox News says Lil Wayne is a jerk.
Right.
Like, he wants the attention, too.
You're on TV. You got to come up with something a little better than he's a jerk.
He's a jerk. And this guy's even worse. At least Lil Wayne is doing it as he's expressing his art. This guy's jumping on his bandwagon.
Right.
Yeah.
It is art. Some say it's art. No, dummy, it is
art.
And that statement is the problem with this whole country. Whether you like it or not, it is.
It's art.
Some say it's comedy. It is comedy. It is art.
Art vandalay.
Yeah.
When Giuliani went after, what was it, Piss Christ?
No, Brooklyn Museum. The Piss Christ.
Yeah.
He went after the
he did
Virgin Mary.
you're right. Yeah, the elephant dung, right?
Yeah.
You're like, idiots. That's art. Sorry. Yeah. You might not like it, but you can't tell people what art is.
Yep.
Yeah, if it's that disgusting, people won't buy the album, and then it'll just be gone anyway.
And that's the market dictating what's right. Just like the same, by the way, the same people that protected Piss Christ. The same people.
Who did Piss Christ then?
It was some student. I think it was an NEA, National Endowment of the Arts thing. I don't know.
Wasn't Giuliani around for that one too?
Yeah, but that wasn't a New York thing, I don't believe. I don't think that had anything to do with Giuliani. He was Brooklyn Museum of Art.
The elephant shit.
Somebody threw white paint on it and thought it was disrespectful to the Virgin Mary.
Some people didn't want any federal funding going to the the endowments.
Gotcha.
Look, I thought it was a piece of shit art, the fucking Piss Christ. But you know what? The same people that protected that are a lot of the same ones who would say don't do rape jokes. There are a lot of the same ones that would say don't make fun of gay people. Like, everyone has their selective thing that they'll protect. It's silly.
I liked Duty Buddha. No, there wasn't a Duty Buddha.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Piss Christ and Duty Buddha.
Why would I think that was real? Because I'm stupid.
And as clownish as Lil Wayne's lyrics were, I think somebody on the news calling him a jerk is probably just as clownish.
Do you think that would offend him?
If the newsman called him a jerk?
The newsman, he don't give a fuck. Lil Wayne don't give a fuck.
No, he's like, oh, great, this worked.
Well, let me tell you, he's a jerk.
Right.
A jerk.
That's no artist. That's a jerk.
Who's that guy on Fox?
He's filling in for the other dude.
No, what's his name? Do you know his name?
I've seen him. I don't know.
I had one of those prudes, a Fox News lawyer, give me shit about my one of those fucking white knight jizz bags. gave me shit, but I went back and forth with that girl about Leah Dunham.
Right. Yeah.
And oh, that was very disrespectful. And then he starts calling me a hack, so we just start smashing each other on Twitter.
When was this?
Not too long ago.
Oh, that dumb lawyer got the rock and roll.
The rock and roll commentator. How rock and roll of you. Wow, what a rock star you are.
Rock and roll, really?
I don't think that's
You're not the Sex Pistols, that's for sure.
No, just some dork in fucking Some fucking vulture lawyer.
You're more like 38 Special.
Asshole.
Exactly. I gotta say really fast, I was laughing to myself all day yesterday over the Joe Piscopo. I just love that shit. Yesterday.
Oh my God.
Oh,
that was so much fun.
You'd think at some point he would just stop doing it. And then I find out that he texted Roland.
Right.
And he goes, hey, did the guys leave me on the air when I was plugging my gigs? And Roland goes, yeah, you were on the air the whole time. And he goes, all right.
All right. That's what I want.
It's all about the plugs, baby.
All about the plugs.
All right.
Hey, publicity is publicity. Am I right?
Yeah. Right.
No.
As long as they're saying your name.
No.
He keeps tweeting us, basically trying to say that he gets it.
No, he
Do you think he gets it?
Of course not.
No.
You're going out of your way to humiliate him. And it's like, and the moment he does get it, you stop doing whatever he gets and find a new way to humiliate him.
I just can't get
He's old school. He understands.
He gets it.
He knows the game.
What's old school?
I know your
finding
tricks.
his special on YouTube, watching it from start to finish, and tearing it limb from limb.
We really did, didn't we?
Yes.
Jesus.
Yes. And then just browbeating and bullying him into doing a Sinatra impression while his child is with him in the car when he knows you're not going to be there, and then you're not.
Yeah.
It was a good impression, though.
Yeah.
Right?
He's the best.
All right. I'm trying to find something really fast. Hold on.
And then he's like sitting there going like, oh, this is therapy for me, when you guys are just sitting there trying to get him to say something that he's going to regret.
And he loves talking about the impregnating those bitches. Yeah. Holy shit.
You just keep pushing and pushing.
Oh, man.
I wrote him. I tweeted, happy birthday to Joe Piscopo.
Oh,
he writes me back, Opie Radio on Twitter. He writes, haha, you got it, Ope. I sincerely appreciate the psychotherapy. You guys rock.
What?
And then he's responding to someone. He goes, hey, love hearing from you, and will do my best to get back personally. Thanks so much. And thanks, Opie Radio, Anthony Cumia, and Jim Norton.
All right.
Except he doesn't even know how to work Twitter because he wrote hashtag at Opie Radio.
Oh,
hashtag
yeah.
at Anthony. You don't hashtag at.
No. He's just
Also, Opie, you didn't write happy birthday, Joe Piscopo. You wrote happy birthday, Joe Piscopo, and let's try to keep it dry today.
Well, we're trying to help him out. Right. Keep that dick dry for one day.
For one lousy day.
Don't be coming in those women.
Keep having kids.
He loves coming in girls.
I'm obsessed with Joe Piscopo.
Uncle, you should be.
I'm trying to get inside his head.
Who wouldn't be?
It's
Why
a
would you
mystery.
continue to impregnate women? Why?
Because he's obviously a glutton for punishment. Why would you continue to be a part of this radio show?
That's true.
But why would you want to keep starting over with a kid? I like being a father, but I'm also happy as they're getting a little older. Like, oh, okay. But he keeps going back.
He
to
wants
the beginning.
kids
With other women.
I don't know. I think it's some way he thinks it's going to keep the girl there with him. You know,
he falls in love. He says he's a romantic. He just wants to put that horse cock deep.
Some would call that a sucker.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think at some point he would realize, all right, I've been here before.
Right.
I know that I fall in love. Let me give this a couple of years.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know I also fall out of love. But he never puts that into perspective.
No, he needs
just thrust
to fucking push it right to the cervix and just spray.
Yep. I'm in love. I have to mark this woman's vagina as
He's not
mine.
happy unless he's coming, and it's giving her an epidural as he shoots his load. He likes to hit bottom with that fucking big.
Oh yeah,
that big giant Italian horse cock.
He loves it.
We gotta get him in studio.
He's all cock.
Get him in next week. I'm telling you.
Watering those lady seeds.
I really think we should do a Jersey Joe Piscopo dating game.
Oh,
yes.
He said he wanted to do it.
He wants
any women out there that want to be impregnated
women.
by...
Yeah.
How about girls?
Exactly.
We get some women, we get some girls, we get Bobo.
Right.
Right. Yeah, any women that want to take that want to try to take something, the equivalent of an Italian pogo stick.
Oh, yeah.
That will not pull out. It fucking,
certainly not.
He probably doesn't even let you suck it because he wants the pre-cum in there, too. Gotta get it. Joe likes to say, no, honey, we got to get it all in the mix. Got to get it all in the mix.
Everything.
He's an animal.
Not one drop outside.
No. Why waste it? I think if he has any pre-cum that gets on her leg, he swabs it off with his hand and he puts it in her vagina.
Shoves it in there.
I know. Don't waste any of this.
Jersey Joe Piscopo never needs a towel to wipe off.
No, never.
Anything. Nope. There's never a wet spot on the bed. Every bit of fluid is being pumped inside.
Yeah.
The girl stands up afterwards. He goes, honey, what are you doing?
He keeps her legs pinned back until it goes where he needs it to, and he doesn't pull his dick out until his dick and her vagina are dry. So it flakes like one of the ice monsters from Game of Thrones. That's how Joe's cock is when he pulls it out.
You got to invite him to a compound party.
Oh,
give him a big invite, please.
That would be nice.
He'd be a fun guest.
He would be fun.
He'll probably impregnate a woman right there in the hot tub.
Right there.
Right in front of everyone. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Imagine that growing up. If you knew that one day you would have Joe Piscopo impregnating women in your house.
Yep. Yes, that would be pretty goddamn
in a
cool.
pair of white spandex in the pool, just showing everybody what gift he has to give. I'm obsessed with Piscopo's cock and how he won't pull it out. Good for him. He refused. I respect that. He's a man of principle. He won't do it. You want to get in bed with me?
He loves jizzing.
You better have 18 years set aside.
Because I am impregnating.
Yeah, because I am fucking putting my load deep.
Just finds birth control packets in women's purses.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Get that out of there.
Yeah, get rid of this. What is this crap? Morning after. Fuck it.
Fuck is that?
No seed left behind. He won't allow any cum to be wasted.
Too many kids.